Live from the Toyota Escondido Action Sports Studio, this is the Action Sports Show.
It's time for the Action Sports Show, powered by Toyota Escondido Action Sports, featuring Jim Holthus and McGranahan. And now,
you're on, guys.
You're live, he's live, she's live, we're all live. Folks, welcome to the Action Sports Show, powered by Toyota Escondido Action Sports. Jim Holthus, the lovely Dan McGranahan, and the bad boy himself is back once again. Ricky Johnson, what's going down, guys?
Ricky Johnson is now the bad man.
Oh,
you a bad man, dude.
Bad old man.
Crackling.
Batman? You're Batman?
Kind of like Bad Santa. Kind of old and not so good.
Inappropriate Santa?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is different than Bat Santa and Bat Dad. Do you watch that guy?
I love that guy.
Dude, I just watched like the best of Bat Dad this morning.
What is
I'm
that?
in tears. You've never seen
You've
Bat
never
Dad?
seen Bad Dad?
Never seen Bat Dad.
Oh, you have to go on
YouTube.
and look at this guy that does all these viral videos with a bat mask on and
He does
scares
the
his
voice.
wife and does the voice. What are you doing?
Just a
Get in the
Christian Bale.
Batmobile.
Yeah, he talks to
Millions and millions. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not in the
like,
nerd club, apparently.
Eat your carrots to his son. And his dad's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, my God.
It's always in the bad voice. And sometimes she'll get pissed at him and knock his hat off, and you can see that he doesn't have a hair on his head, and he looks way tougher as Bat Dad.
No, he does awesome job with that.
It's
So,
super funny, though.
But I'm not. This is the ADD special right now. That's where we're going at. So, yeah, I'm not the Bad Dad, just to be clear. And
Is
I'm
that
not
one
the
of Grant
Bad Dad.
Langston's rings?
No, it's Ken Fott.
Same company.
Fixate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fixate rings. Love them. Silicone rings. So if
Remember you were going to bring some in for all of us?
Yeah, I know. But I was that because us and us are supposed to get.
Go up, rap.
Can I say a speaker?
Rap.
Can I say a speaker?
I'm charging my phone with it.
So
Kill him!
this we're us. That means you, right? I'm part of us.
Yes.
Yes,
You're
Coach.
part of us.
Send RJ some swag.
So I was told that these are for us. Okay, dramatic pause long enough. So yes, that is a cool speaker. I love it as bass, and I found out it goes so much louder when you put it on outdoor mode.
It does.
It does so
It does.
much. But no, anyways, I've been doing a bunch of stuff. Been doing some training with some military guys. I'm heading over to Australia to
I
do
saw
an
that.
adventure ride with Jeff Leask, my old teammate at Team Honda. And Jeff, I'm so proud of him because he's not just the boss of the racing in Australia. He's a boss of all. He's in charge of KTM Australia. So I got to see him at motocross.
Wow.
I still like to say Motocross Does Nations. I just don't think Motocross of Nations sounds right. But Motocross to Nations over in Italy. And we talked, and I said, hey, we're going to come over there with some friends and do a little adventure ride, which we've been talking about. Old 11 time has been getting out there, and Quinn Cody, and I got
On those Africa Twins. And
yeah. I haven't ridden an African Twin yet. Johnny won't hook me up.
Hey,
But
Johnny
Quinn-
is shortly going to have 2 in his possession, in which case I'm sure he will be happy to ride with you.
Well, then Johnny's still going to have one in his possession because he's going to have another one down the road out of Tanaha into La Cresta.
Oh, how the other half lives.
Exactly.
Which, if
exactly.
any of these folks are looking to buy one, I was over at our friends at ECC Escondido Cycle Center, and there's a nice brand new Africa Twin sitting in the window over there.
Well, they got 2 different models. How
The gray one and the red one?
No, not just the BG and not just bold new graphics. That's not it.
No, they have like the auto shift and
Right. Yeah, and I've heard that some guys say that the auto shift is not boring, but it's almost like, wow, this
too
is
easy.
so good.
Yeah.
Because when I rode with Quinn on the KTMs, it's amazing how when you put it in certain sport modes and traction control and what it does. Because at first, you don't like it as a guy growing up on 2 strokes and the carburetor hit and all the different stuff and using the clutch.
Where's the power band
the
at
whole
in this
brat
thing?
and stuff. And these things are like electric, and they go from 0 to I was going 120 like in no time at all. But it's not on YouTube, and we'll talk about that later. But the things will jump to like 120 in no time. So the adventure bikes, at first I was like, man, and I know I can say not the F word, not the bad F word, but I'll say the G word. The adventure goons, they're all nerded out and everything, but those guys got it figured out, like the shield helmet
The
stuff.
adventure goons.
No, they
Hey,
are.
dude, those guys are serious about their business.
No, but I looked at him like, man, you look like a dork.
Fruit boots.
Oh, totally. Fruit boots and weird gloves with all the stuff. And then I go to ride with Quinn. He hooks me up with some of the goon apparel.
Goon gear.
It worked perfect, man. I had hand warmers on the 1200 I was riding. And I'm thinking, I'm wearing goggles and it's lifting my visor. I'm thinking, man, I wish I had one of those adventure helmets. I could pull the shield up and down and not have stuff touching my face. And when you go fast on a road bike, it pushes the goggles into your face and stuff. So
I don't wear goggles.
I owe an apology to all of you adventure goons because now I am an adventure goon. And so I was actually at Chaparral yesterday trying them on and doing the shield up and down. I was like, checking myself out.
Were people seeing you there? That's not Ricky Johnson, is it?
Yeah, what a letdown when you roll into Chaparral and Ricky's over in like the girls' apparel category.
It is.
Trying helmets on.
I was trying on rollerblades, dolphin shorts, adventure helmets.
Whoops, I dropped my keys.
Yeah, whoops. Oh, can you help me with those?
Richard Simmons would have been jealous.
I got my rain gears, and so I'm ready to go. I'm not as I'm saying rebellious. I'm going with goggles over there.
Was Damron like, are you sure you want to do this, Ricky? You can't turn back from this.
Well, Dave wasn't there, and so but I did because I put in my.
You can't go back from that. Once you
I saved $8 because I signed up on the deal, and they hooked me up, and they go, well, by signing up, you saved $8. So on my $170 purchase of gloves and rain gear, because in Australia it's really hot, but it's raining. So
I think I saved that much on my bottle of wine at Bonds yesterday.
I know. So you know what? $8 is $8.
It is. It is.
So
you're going to Australia shortly to go on a
Thursday
adventure ride.
Yep.
How long is the ride?
The ride is a week long. And so some of the adventure guys that are a little more into it are going to bring tents and stuff. I'm not a big tent guy. I like to shower.
You like a cabin and a toilet?
I like all the amenities. I want a nice glass of Cabernet or some Australian red wine, or maybe white wine. I'm not picky.
Red tail?
Whatever. I'm good. And then I'll have a little glass of wine, some nice food, and get up and ride all day. It's gonna be like the boys' club.
I like the way you drink. I mean, think.
Yeah, that's right. You did on the starter there, but yeah. So that's. I'm looking forward to that.
Are you guys going to be posting any stuff online during the actual adventure?
You can check me out on Instagram on the Ricky Johnson, and I don't think I'm the Ricky Johnson, but the other Ricky Johnson that I know took the damn thing.
Which one? How
Ricky
dare
Johnson,
he?
Not Rick Johnson.
Somebody Rick D. Johnson's son. He was smarter than me and quicker than me.
Somebody
and got
was
Ricky
slow
Johnson
to the post.
Yeah,
Rick D. He's the Baja or the Barstow Rick?
They're both Baja champions, but
Rick L's from Barstow.
Yeah, Rick D's from Barstow. Rick L is from Hesperia, and he does the trophy lights now. A lot of Rick Johnsons. Great. Want to hear a story about Rick Johnson? So I raced the Mint.
I love it.
I raced the Mint, and this is one of the reasons why I have Ricky Johnson, not Rick Johnson. So I raced the Mint. I remember the photos I used to get.
Old Mint?
Trackside. Yeah, the old Mint.
Old school.
Yeah. 3 laps, brutal, rock guard, all this stuff. So all of a sudden I get.
I'm just waiting for back in the day to come
trackside photos. Back in the day when I raced the Mint, I get a doll. I get a free speaker every time I say back in the day. So back in the day, so the trackside photos come in, which by the way, he's retiring. So if you have any trackside photos, get a hold of him. He'll sell you all the slides and everything. So I get all these, and I get this guy in a 516 car, green, and this and that, and it says Rick Johnson. It's me, and I'm like, wait, that's my social and everything. Well, the problem is I'm Rick B, so everything Rick Johnson.
And B stands for
Rick L. B stands for Bernard. Yeah, shut up. Don't want to hear another word out of you.
Richard Bernard.
It's Richard. It's Richard Bernard Johnson Jr.
I think if you used your full name, you would fit right in actually with the adventure crew.
And actually, it's not Bernard; it's Bernard because that's the way my granduncle's.
Are you German?
He's my dad's part German.
I used to be German.
Yeah, you used to be.
Yeah. Italian now.
So anyhow, I
made some choices.
I get all these photos, and I'm like, what do I don't know what to do with them. So is someone stealing my identity? Then fast forward the next year at Parker, I'm out in the middle of nowhere in my Class 10 car, blow the side of the motor off, and I'm sitting there by myself. I'm just like, I'm screwed. Can't get anybody on the radio, and I click through the channels, and all of a sudden I hear this guy talking. Yeah, this is 516 Rick Johnson. I'm like, hey,
this is spooky.
So I go, hey, 516 Rick Johnson. This is 1008 Rick Johnson. You got a copy? Yep. Do you have a green Baja bug by chance? And he goes, yep. And I said, I got some of your photos from Trackside Photo. He goes, what'd you do with them? And I said, I threw them out. He's like, so he's cussing at me now. And we're like literally 300 yards away. We both blew up.
Haven't even met yet.
And we're screaming at each other. I'm like, oh, sorry, man. I didn't know. I thought you were trying to steal my identity and this and that. And we've since become friends. So that's that. That's my life story in a nutshell.
Where else are you going to hear that kind of story?
Yeah, only on the Action Sports Show. There's really not much action. There's not much sports in that story, but it is on the Action Sports Show.
There was a green bug.
It's like the Pistol Pete story down in San Felipe, but we'll tell that at another time.
It was actually Ojos Negros. I'll tell if you want.
It's a great story.
So,
give us the abbreviated version.
Pistol Pete, I'm riding up. And I'm pre-running on my motorcycle, and I come pulling over the hill, and Pete's standing in the middle of the road with his junk out, taking a leak. And I'm riding down the road, and I'm about a quarter mile away, and he's still standing there peeing, and he's still not flexing. So I just, all right, you're gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. He doesn't know it's me on a motorcycle. But I just ride right up in front of him. He looks up at me, and I go, "Hey, Pete. Nice penis," and so then Pete proceeded to tell the story. Then you just left, right? Then I said, "See you later," and I rode off. So then I hear him telling the story that off to the side, he said, "Yeah, some guy on a motorcycle came up and said, 'Hey, Pete, big penis.'" I said, "Stop." End of story.
I said, "Nice."
I never said big. I said, "Nice." So I said, "You can take it any way you want to go with that, but do not flatter your ego anymore." So yes, Pistol Pete, that's how it went down.
There you go.
So you
another one you're only going to catch on the Action Sports
Once
Show.
Again, not much action, not much sports.
We need a segment called Setting the Record Straight with Ricky Johnson.
Yes.
So what's new with you guys?
That's about it. I watched a little Supercross over the weekend.
I didn't see it. I was traveling. Was it good?
It's good.
Dungy,
yeah. One or two more laps, it may not have been Dungy, but
when he goes to the bank, you know what they don't say? I'm only going to give you 0.5% interest on your money because you almost got passed.
Well, no, it was a great race, and he absolutely earned it. I mean, like, hey, you could have caught up. Yeah, great. Well, he got the better start, so it is what it is. It's this amount of time to the finish line. He got there first. Period. Great job.
Did you watch it?
Looked great.
I watched it, and all I'm saying is, Eli Tomac, if you want to take Dungy, Captain Consistent, out of the equation, then you've got to not have races and bad starts like you did. You're going to have to throttle him away from that over and over and over, because he is not just going to step out of your way. He will beat you from third place, and he will be the champion. You have the momentum. You have the speed. Get the start. Take the championship, don't get the start, and watch Dungy walk away with your championship.
Well, what I like about Dungy is he's kind of old school in the sense of like a Chad Reed or guys that have been on the top and then been beat physically, just straight beat faster than all different stuff. And what I like about Dungy is he takes it to heart. He goes back home and he goes to work. And I love that he's training with younger guys like Jason Anderson and Marvin Musquin, and he's chasing those guys, because you're thinking, man, why would you do that? I would consider it a mistake. I gave too much of my playbook to Jeff Stanton, and it excelled his program. Would he have gotten there? Probably yes, but not as quick.
Right.
I mean, he was doing everything that I did.
Are you getting at the whole like Dungy training with Muskin and Anderson, and that whole like how it seems like he's just giving them everything he has?
Well, yes.
Are they giving him something back?
I'm going to say yes. But then on the other hand, I'm going to say those two guys are the fountain of youth. When you practice with a young guy that's aggressive and wants it, they're gonna go at it with more enthusiasm than you. And what I really like about Dungy is that, Muskin was faster than him at straight rhythm, and Roxon was faster than him at the first two rounds, and Tomac came back and this and that. He's like, yeah, so
okay.
But so he's going to
so maybe faster. He calculates, well, then if this guy is going to be here, then I need to put out this much of a gap to allow him not to be able to catch me, whatever.
Exactly. And so you get some of these riders that are really smart, and one of the guys that, and some people might disagree with, is one of the smartest racers in this. He hasn't made the best decisions, is James Stewart. When I was working with Blake Baggett, and James was coming off an injury, and he comes in to Blake and he says, don't focus on your setup. You're 3 seconds off right now. No setup is going to make you 3 seconds faster. Focus on the start, get out in front, and hold on as long as you can. And it pissed Blake off, which I would understand, but it's the truth. It was like, get out in front. And I learned that because it's always fun to come from the back and you have nothing to lose, and you just you just race as hard as you can, and you're not worried about losing anything because you're in the back anyways. But it takes balls to get out in front and run, and then see a guy chasing you down, and not. It's like being, as they say, being chased by the tiger.
Yeah. Don't
make a mistake, but don't run too slow. And so Dungey has to be fast and smooth and all different stuff. But I really liked San Diego. That would, to me, showed that Dungey was not going to give up. He lost the wheel 3 turns from the end.
That he was trying to come back. Yeah,
he was racing hard and going after Roxon, and I want to find something bad about Dungey,
then Roxon got injured, and Dungey started riding super conservative, and now he's like going conservative path to the championship. And I'm just saying that it's on Tomac. He has the speed. He has everything going for him. He's got to get the starts and stop giving away the race.
Well, but I disagree with that because he was so focused on Roxon, and Roxon was so fast. And I mean, Roxon kicked everybody's ass those first 2 races. I mean,
destroyed everyone.
Destroyed everybody. Practice, the whole deal.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden he gets hurt. Just kind of like with me and Bailey. And not to take anything away from Ward and Lachine and Glover and all those guys I raced against, but my main focus was Bailey. He was the guy that I had to beat. When he was gone, I kind of not relax. You relax a little bit, and then all of a sudden, here comes Tomac. I'm figuring my game out. I'm coming back full tilt, and now Dungey's like, okay, got to readjust for him now. And I think that you're going to see.
I think
more
he will
consistent, and I think he will.
If he has to press it harder, I think he has the ability to take it there.
Who was the Tomac of your era?
Well, define what you mean by Tomac.
Tomac is fast, but he's consistent. He's not ultra flashy, but he's not the super conservative guy either. He has an extraordinary work ethic. Those are some of the things that I think stand out about his character.
I would say Johnny O'Mara was
the Osho, a little reserved, right, back then.
But Osho was more flashy and more like Roxon. Not Roxon, like Muskin, smaller. His suspension, I rode his bike. It was so soft and crazy because he had used so much finesse. And I think that I rode a little bit more like.
He moves around.
Well, he does move around, but he's a big guy and he hits stuff hard, and that's why he goes so fast in outdoors. So I would say riding style, I think I rode like Tomac. Now, when that guy's on, I'm not saying I could
just say it. It's
right.
Okay. We get it. You're
is
humble.
That he rides really hard and he's not intimidated by a bump or the rough line where you'll see a lot of guys will finesse and keep lines, this and that. Tomac's like, oh, that's 3 times rougher, but I can make up a 1/10 of a second.
10 feet shorter.
Shoom, I'm going to go through it, but that bites him. That's how he got hurt last year on the Honda.
Right.
So someone's buying a new truck. So, sorry, we got to pause right now because the owner of the car dealership is coming in and he's going to talk to us. Andrew. Hi, guys. So, let's talk to you for a second. Are you excited about your new Mason-built truck? Yeah. So you're coming So you're coming full tilt boogie after the championship next year. Score best of the desert. What is your plan?
First, I'd like to start off by saying, hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing,
Andrew Myers in the house. Dan McGranahan.
Andrew Myers.
Jim
welcome.
So let's just start off with that. Absolutely. Mason 6100, full throttle.
Unbelievable. I've been driving them.
Yes.
And I drove the trophy truck.
Right.
Holy cow. Balanced. Comfort, John Lang.
Are they fast? Do
3 feet of wheel travel.
Yes.
Are they underpowered?
No, they're not underpowered. So
it's compared to a trophy truck because you're running 850, 900 horsepower. You got a spec LS3, so they're not underpowered for their class, but they're underpowered if you're racing another trophy truck.
How fast did your Class 1 go down the dump road in San Felipe?
Oh, yeah, I didn't actually go down that. I never raced the Class 1 car.
He took some other lines.
The Class 1 car does 130, but it'll only go down probably 90 as fast as I would take it, where a trophy truck, you take probably 120, 110.
It's 110, so I was down there. We were doing some testing.
Packing him a little bit, 100. That's why I take it 120. I mean, he might go 110, but
right.
That's just me, though. That's how I roll.
I'm using every bit of all 4 lanes there.
Right. I mean, it's a lot of real estate. You got to use it all up. Absolutely.
But I did drive Larry Connor's Mason spec,
Right.
90 miles an hour all day long. It's so balanced
And with the age
comes a cage.
Well,
and
yeah, and
comes a rear end.
Well, with our age too, I mean, we're getting up there. We want to be comfortable.
You got to have a coffee holder. You got to have something for your
Yeah.
cell phone. Those
XM radio,
those Scotia Magic
Bluetooth
mount.
going through the
It's a Mason
headsets.
as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. So the bottom line is this truck will be debuted at the Baja 500, the 2017 Baja 500. We're going to break it out, race it, get the brothers together, get Scott Whitehead, the general manager of Toyota Escondido. He's going to be involved in racing with us. He's actually going to be driving the truck as well. So it's not just him riding in the truck. He'll be racing it as well. And we're also going to be all four of us for the 50th anniversary of the Baja 1000 this year, going all the way down.
So you're doing 4 guys.
We're going to do 4 guys, be 4 drivers.
You're qualifying starting?
Absolutely. Well, we only want to put the.
They want to start up front.
So
Wow.
So we'll be down there, obviously, covering the guys and the team and all that kind of stuff. And like you said, the anniversary Baja 1000, but the 500 debut is going to be
it'll be
really,
good.
really
And
cool.
I'm excited to get into a truck. I've never raced a trophy truck, spec truck. I've been a buggy guy my whole life,
Right.
with that limited travel. So it'll be
Buggy
fun
dorks
to
in the
get
house.
into that.
I think your driving style is going to very much enjoy and flourish in the truck.
I love winning. So if these things can hold together, then we're good.
Larry dominated trophy truck spec and that, and both the Serapises have done very well with it.
And those kids hammer down. So that's the thing. You have to have the equipment to last. And with Class 1 cars, I mean, you drive them as hard as you drive them. You're beating them up. So
Right. Well, and so Class 1s, that they work, but you have to be a little bit more quick with the hands with that independent rear and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Like what we were
with
watching.
traction here and there, sometimes you're wheeling on one wheel and this and that. And when you have
They're skating a lot.
when you have it set up with the solid rear axle and the spool in the rear and it's constantly locked, it's a different sensation, and your cornering is going to be more like your stock car. You know how you come in, you got to let it rotate and turn, and then you can drive through the middle. Where this Class 1 car, you drive through the middle, lift your inside rear, and
and like you alluded to, the balance of the truck compared to the car. I mean, the Class 1 cars are so light in the front, and they float over everything. Where the truck has the weight, motor, more center of gravity is low, but up front, and you have more weight on the ground, so things are actually turning the corners. And I'm excited. I mean, this is my dream come true. So I'm just hoping that when I get behind the wheel, there's enough there at the right foot.
No,
Well, you folks will have to go down to Baja 500 and just check it out for yourself.
All right.
Absolutely.
So how's business? How we close on time?
We're over.
On
That's
our
okay.
break? We good? Do I need to shut up? Or keep
Well,
going?
I mean,
All right.
so
How's business? How's car sales?
Well, with Toyota Escondido Action Sports, I mean, car sales are good. We're maintaining a steady, run into 2017. Our new car department, used car, pre-owned, refinance. I mean, everything seems to be really balanced here at the dealership, and the management's been here a long time.
Has Damien Campos been doing his job, or do I need to talk to him?
He always needs to talking to, but being the senior executive sales manager, he does a great job.
We need a really long title for him. Senior executive,
new
world-renowned
sales manager, pioneer of the
chief
action
of
sport,
all things
of the universe, chief of the universe of Toyota Escondido. Yeah,
he needs a
plaque,
a UFC belt.
He needs a UFC belt.
He should wear
like
that
like a Flavor Flav belt, like a
Exactly.
big clock.
What time is it? It's time to make a deal, bro.
It's
deal time.
It's Damien Campos
time.
D time. There it is, folks.
That is great.
So where do you get? Obviously, you guys are number 1 in San Diego, right?
We're number 2 in San Diego.
Right.
We're top 10 in the LA region out of the 76
That's
dealers.
huge.
It depends on what question you're asking.
Right. I mean,
Number 1 in sales. They break it down to specific types of
we
cars
look at, like new cars,
all sorts
used
of
cars.
stuff.
We're number 1 in San Diego for Toyota certified used cars. New cars, we're neck and neck. We're top 10 store in the region, LA region, and we're in the mid 20s of the whole nation, which is around 1,200 dealerships across the whole U.S. And we're like number 26, if my recollection serves me correct.
And but you're one of the few people that only own one store, right?
Correct.
There's a lot of people like Penske and Hendrick and stuff that have multiple stores.
Give us time.
Single point franchise, and it all goes back to 1978 when father decided it was a great idea to, get a car dealership, and let his managers do what they do best and sell cars and make customers happy with our service drive and everything else. And, with the longevity of the management team, here we are in 2017 with another evolution of the Myers kids coming through and helping the business grow and evolve into hopefully more dealerships in the future is my vision. So I really want to build it, embrace it, love what these guys have done and the footprint they put out there. And I just want to build upon what's already been provided out there and what they've done such a great job securing.
So Dad raised a lot of Baja over the years. Any chance of getting him in the truck for the debut of the new deal for a little spin?
The greatest chance of getting my dad in the truck is to having him in a helicopter flying above, watching it go.
Gotcha.
So that's what we need to work on. So
there we go.
That would be my
Will
dream
he
come
come
true.
test it? Will he come play around with it or no?
No.
He just says, I'm done.
He's done. He's good. He'll love to watch it and hear stories and talk about it and, see the rivalry between the brothers. But as far as watching it, I really would like to get.
That's great though too.
Wait a second. There's a rivalry between the brothers?
Oh, absolutely. It's in it's in the DNA. But if we could, for the Baja 1000 for the 50th anniversary, if we could pool enough funds together to actually have my dad in a helicopter watch the start of the race, that would be like my dream come true for my father.
Damien, get on it.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
So
I
people
think that would
come
be
in here, come see Damien Campos. We need to sell 100 cars tomorrow so his father can watch the start of the race. Deal?
Hey, it's the last day of the month. We need to sell 100 cars tonight. So
there we go.
Get on down here.
So let's
All
talk.
right.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was just
Actually,
gonna say,
in all honesty, it is the last day of the month, and they are blowing out with some manager specials, some 2016s here right now. So everybody in the San Diego area listening, if you wanted to buy a car, right now is the time to come into Toyota Escondido and throw an offer at these guys because they have till the end of tonight to blow these things out. And believe me, they don't really care. They just want them gone.
And if you look at the showroom floor, they're all dressed up beautifully with balloons and nice stickers on them. And they are manager specials under the D time, Damien Campos time. And you come in tonight,
he's just feeling crazy. He is ready to let him go.
He will make you an exceptional offer.
Throw
and
that
we will
D.
take care of you.
So when we come back, I want to talk to him about Daytona.
Well, hey, we're going to go take us a little break. When we come back, a lot more in the Action Sports Show. Don't go away.
It'll rock your brain, ruin your good name, take money for your shame, and we're all entertained. What can you do? One name to know the best place you can go. Toyota of Escondido.
You already know that Toyota of Escondido has a huge selection of new and used Toyotas, right? But I bet they have a few more things you didn't even know, like a certified collision center. If you're ever in an accident, get your Toyota fixed with the proper parts it was meant to have at Escondido's only Toyota certified collision center.
Toyota of Escondido. Toyota of Escondido.
Looking to save money? Toyota of Escondido has a full refinance department. Keep your current car no matter the make or model and let Toyota of Escondido's refinance team help lower your monthly payment or current interest rate. Visit ToyotaEscondido.com and click the refinance tab.
Toyota of Escondido.
ToyotaEscondido.com. Shop for your new Toyota and much, much more.
I'm Dominic Cruz, UFC bantamweight contender, and you're listening to the Action Sports Show.
You're on, guys.
Folks, welcome back to the Action Sports Show powered by Toyota Escondido Action Sports. Jim Holthus, Dan McGranahan, Ricky Johnson here. We are steering the ship for you tonight. Hey, if you're just joining us, while you're on the website, follow our social media at TE Action Sports. That's at TE Action Sports. You can also subscribe to the podcast. We got a heck of a show lined up for you. You just heard from Andrew Myers make a little quick appearance. We got Blake Wilkey and Shelby Anderson will be joining us here in a little bit. But hey, right now our first guest live in-house, Blake Wilkey. Welcome to the show.
What up? What up?
Internet sensation.
Blowing up the internet.
Blowing it up, man. But we go way back from a lot before that, from the deserts and off-road and
Lucas
back in the
Oil.
old days at the old Lucas Oil Series, working for the Hart and Huntington crew.
Fun.
Back in the old days,
Fun
Chronic
times.
Tacos. I mean,
Oh yeah,
man, it was a
Boy,
good
Willie.
time out there. So
yeah.
yeah.
So bring it in. You're homegrown San Diego boy, right?
San Diego local,
Whereabouts?
man. La Mesa. El
La
Cajon,
Mesa.
East County boy.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know what El Cajon means in
El
Spanish?
Cajones.
The table.
The box.
The box.
The box.
That's
I'm
right.
the table.
Yeah,
La Mesa.
The Mesa. Well, yeah, the Mesa. And that's where I was born, Grossmont Hospital.
Nice.
Yeah.
Same here.
What part of La Mesa?
Kind of over by like Fletcher and Baltimore.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
right,
I thought you were going to say what part of the hospital, which wing?
Yeah, I was in room 422.
My mother's
Yeah.
that wing. Those wings.
So give us your background. So did you grow up? Obviously, La Mesa roads. Obviously, you had some moto and
Oh yeah, Verona Oaks, man. That was a home track.
that's the place.
And
That's-
El Cajon, that was right down the street from my dad's. I mean, on pit bike Wednesday nights, I would actually drive my mini bike to the track from my dad's house over off of Mollison.
That's a
on
good
back
ride.
streets And just like, yeah,
I got
across
family
Bradley and
right
then
off of Mollison down there.
$20. Let me ride it back home. Maybe borrow some gas if I needed it from someone at the track.
Some things
But-
never change, do they?
Yeah, I
But
mean,
here's the
get in trouble
key.
when you're that
He
young.
didn't video it and put it on YouTube, which we'll talk about that in just a moment. So
always go to that.
then well, no, we have to. I mean,
of course.
yeah,
I mean,
if
we-
you're a
we
video
want-
sensation,
That's
We
the
want to
fun
ask the
stuff,
questions that so many people have wanted to know.
I mean, I don't
We
think
wanna-
anyone's ever done the behind the scenes story, so I'm interested to hear. You know?
Actually, no, not yet. There's a couple people, but I mean, nothing that's actually gotten out to the public very much. So
yeah. So we're stoked to have you in here. And
So first of all, let's talk about the rig because that thing was sick.
I started when I was 17, and basically half of every paycheck went into that thing. So it was like I got a paycheck. All right, I bought tubing, I had a shell, I bought shocks, I bought the front end, and then just accumulated parts, and then went to town on it and had a front half and a cab cage. And then
Did you visualize what it was in the end from the beginning? Was that the plan all along, or did it just sort of evolve into that?
I want it to be kind of like a miniature class 1 car with
Yeah.
with a shell that I could have a plate on it.
Yeah.
Because it's like if during the summer we go to the river and stuff, but I didn't want to just have a seasonal car that I could only take to the dunes. I wanted to take it to car shows, throw the surfboard on the top or skateboards, cruise the beach, check out some babes and be
Yeah.
like, what's up? Give them a little rev, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
And that's
what
kind of what we
platform did
did.
you have? What motor?
Nothing gets the babes like an LS in the back of a
So it was LS.
buggy.
LS what?
It morphed. It started out with a turbo Subaru, and then it went to an LS1. That was all built by Redline with
Yep.
a big supercharger on it, and had just under 700 horsepower, 696 to the wheels. So that thing barked.
How did you
Yeah.
not blow? What tranny did you have in it?
I had a 2D. I had to be really careful with it.
I was gonna
Well, you know what?
say.
It's
I couldn't
funny.
afford the tranny, but
I can relate because I had the same vision
Yeah.
as you know, and had a LS1 gnarly Baja bug with
Yeah.
street plates, and did the same kind of thing.
Was yours
on a
was yours pink?
pinky.
on
Yeah,
a 2D as well. I
Yeah.
never blew that thing up though.
Yeah,
I can only attest, and you had like almost double the horsepower.
I
so-
broke it twice a year.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
it-
clockwork.
yeah.
Yeah.
McDowell, I'm like one of his best customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you usually take that thing? Was that were you in the dunes quite a bit with it?
I love Glamis. I just like to go to Glamis because it's pretty consistent. It's easy on your equipment, kind of, depending on if you want to sidestep and wheelie and showboat a little. But I just love flowing through the dunes on my moto. And, with that background, it's like just going out there and railing bowls, 4th gear, 5th gear, finding dune to dune hits. I just really enjoy that style of riding. So,
Did you have cutting
Yeah.
brakes on it?
oh, yeah, definitely.
So you
that
could
way.
wheelie and turn left, turn right.
Yeah. I just, do that a little bit here. But I just actually went overseas to Qatar and got to drive that thing again after.
So
being
let's get into
discounted
that.
for-
So
I'm curious
so-
about who you sold it to and how that came about.
I sold it to this dude, Muhammad. He's actually a super cool dude. I
like
mean-
Bob in America, there's like
Right.
1,000 Bobs.
Or
There's
Ricky.
1,000 Mohammeds. Yeah, the Mohammed.
Yeah, super cool dude. Kept in touch with him, and he's like, "Yo, I want to drive that thing again. I miss my baby. Like the thing's tattooed on me for damn sakes, because
Yeah.
it's such a part of my life." That was before I sold it, and then I'm like, "Fuck, I got this tattoo and
Don't say the F
no
word.
car." I
And he kind of lipped it, but yeah,
caught myself.
freaking darn it. So how did he find you? Did you have it on Race Desert? Did you have it for sale, or did he say, "No, what? I see what you did. I like it. I want it."
I listed it for a very short time and then kind of pulled it off and retracted and had second thoughts. But I guess some residual from that got to these guys, and they want extravagant, badass, one-of-a-kind cars. And
Yeah.
he saw it, and he contacted me when it wasn't posted and was like, "Hey, we want your car." And I'm like, All right.
So you knew at that point you were in the negotiation driver's seat.
He didn't call him and
Yeah.
ask. He summonsed him and said, "We want your car."
Pretty
Yes.
much, yeah. So
4 Rolls Royces rolled up.
No, you walk into
No.
you walk into an office and there's Visqueen everywhere. Said we're going to make a deal. Oh yeah, we are. I've seen this in the movies before.
nah, they're super cool. But basically, they never even saw the car. They told me to deliver to MRAT Shipping in Anaheim, and the dude there had the money. He's like, "He'll give you a check," and I was like, kind of like, "What the hell?"
A check. It's a little sketchy to take a check while your car gets
Yeah,
I
shipped.
want a
Sure.
suitcase.
Yeah. So
Cashier's check.
I was like, "Sick. Let's go to the bank and handle this." He's like, "You don't trust me?" And I'm like, "Dude,
Nope.
this is like my entire life savings rolled into this car right now. I can't just let this thing go for this piece of paper. Like,
Yeah.
let's go to the bank, make it official." Went there, deposited, everything was legit, and then the car got flown over there for $14,000, and the dude was playing with it that weekend. Pretty wild, but
Wow.
yeah, and then to see pictures of it,
Doesn't
across
even
the
go over on the
states,
boat.
like,
Flies it.
yeah, boss,
Wow.
straight boss.
Yeah.
So now
Wow.
how did it come about for him to fly you back over there? Did you go drive your old girl?
He saw me getting in all this trouble, and he's like, "I feel bad for you. Like, at least they don't have it. They can't take it." And I was like,
Because the car
Yeah.
was sold and living there before the video even launched, correct?
just very shortly after.
Right. Yeah.
So
Were
yeah.
they talking about?
So they didn't
confiscating it
even
if it was-
see the
if it wasn't?
video.
Yeah, they went to MRAT Shipping, who I released the liability to, and they're like, "Where's this car? We need this car for evidence. Like, this is a potential deadly weapon in our investigation." So they're like, "Dude,
Who said that?
the police?"
Like which
So
department?
let's get people up to speed here
You guys
because
are bouncing. You guys are
not
bouncing all
everybody
over the
knows
place.
what's going on.
Let's
Yeah.
try not to bounce so much. Let's take it through and really unpack all of that. I think that's what you're doing.
Right?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's roll it back. And so tell them you.
They're
Blake
pretty
had a situation.
Let's
Then-
do this.
then
Let's
he-
do
then
this.
he
Hold
did
on
a
a
little
second, Ricky.
driving.
Hold on a second, Ricky. Yeah, if you're going to say what he did to the people listening at home or the people watching us, you guys have probably seen the video of the guy driving around in the monstered out Baja bug in the streets of San Diego, causing all kinds of chaos. It was on the news. It was on every social media site. It was all over YouTube, and people were posting it. And it's really kind of an interesting video. He's like blazing down the freeway and coming up on the side of the underpass and jumping, over people's flower beds and, doing basically a bunch of stuff like that. That's who we're talking to for all you people that don't know. And
Right.
it's very interesting to get this backstory behind that. So,
So without incriminating yourself,
Take it
because
away
are
from
you
there.
are you still in
No,
Do it-
dude, I already went to jail for it and a bunch of stuff.
crap?
Yeah.
So okay, so let's back up. Why did you do it? You just go, dude, film me. This is gonna
Like
be
what was
awesome.
the whole idea? Was this a plan to
I had
launch
the-
a big internet?
Nah, we didn't think it was nearly as viral as it did.
You just
but
wanted to make one of these things like Gymkhana type of things.
not gonna lie, I've done it a few times before that.
Right.
But I'm like, this shit's fun. Like, let's get this on film.
Right.
Let's maybe make something out of it. And I was like, the car's for sale. These guys want to buy it. Like, let's go out with a bang if I do decide to sell it. So then we filmed it and threw out some teasers and got a bunch of hype and then released it. And then the guys were like, we still want it. Like, we kind of gave them a little teaser of that. And then once news reporters showed up in my house, I'm like, this thing's got to go.
Yeah.
Gotta go. Like, because there's like 4 news vans trying to, like, where's Blake Wilkey? Is this his house? And my mom lives next door to me.
wow.
And they're like
They
what's
seriously
up?
just mobbed to your house? Like,
Yeah, it was a hot thing. The news likes negativity. And they're like, this hoodlum's driving around town jumping.
this hoodlum.
Like,
So
yeah,
they wanted the
so?
story behind it. So
What did you do?
just
Because
blew up.
I watched it and I was like, okay, I don't see anywhere where he really got that dangerous for anybody.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you did anything that you were like, yeah, that was probably over the line, but the rest of it was fine?
No, I mean, the car handled very well. It was very consistent. It was very
as he said, he
Yeah.
pre-ran the course a couple times.
yeah.
But
dude.
you
He
can
was
see
wrong.
the uneducated people that don't know about these cars and everything else. Here's this monster bug jumping down the street and sounds like a fire-breathing dragon. Might have been a little. I mean, I'm
Excessive.
sure you can appreciate their side as well.
Oh, completely. But I mean, like, asphalt for me coming up from a dirt family, or dirt off-roading and stuff, the asphalt has consistent traction.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's easy. Yeah. So, I mean, I could see
How well
both sides
did
of the
that
story.
excuse go over with the judge?
She was a woman, and I'm sure
She
had-
was a woman.
I'm
Wow.
Oh, sorry,
So,
Shelby.
so,
She hadn't had no experience.
when
with that
you
stuff.
go to court, don't use the words she's a woman. All right, because it's just unless it's Shelby Anderson, then you're like, she races and she knows what I'm talking about. You're
Wow.
on the right side.
That's a real woman.
So you
That's a real woman.
all right. So now the news started happening. When did the police come and arrest you, or how did that go down?
They did a huge investigation. Like they went to all the spots. They used little markers to like count the seconds and the distance,
sliding and jumping and all that.
I had a 65-page freaking whatever report that I was given from my attorney. Like he's like, we got to go through all this and figure out what we can get rid of. Even though my face wasn't in a lot of it, it was just like my name was on the side of the car, the license plate was in my name, like pictures and all this other stuff. So like they went to Perplex Media's house, and
which is who shot it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Him, Browntown Photo, basically said if you guys don't comply, we're gonna file case or charges against you for aiding and abetting and all this stuff. Like the mayor of San Diego was on it.
He
Yeah.
wanted to make an example out of you.
Yeah, I'm that example.
So then you went through. So you go in court. Was it a jury or was it a?
No, I just had 26 pending charges on me. So we got it reduced to 6. Yeah. And what really hurt me was because I had a reckless driving prior that I was on probation. 2 of them that I was on probation for.
Wait, no, two of them, I was probation, parole.
Don't judge me.
Which are like 2 points.
No, that was the look of his attorney. Hold on.
Yeah.
Did you look on page 5?
I wanted to fight it more, but he's like, dude, it will not work if.
So when did you know, like, okay, we're in trouble. This is a problem.
Once they started like hounding my boys.
Yeah.
Like repeatedly.
And it's already all over the news by this time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did they come to arrest you at some point?
No, because
or say serve you through the mail or somehow, or
my attorney knew kind of like the person who was prosecuting me, the district attorney. So he basically talked with him. Yeah, that was a man.
He was a man.
He talked with him and got the scoop on it and said that we're bringing the hammer. Like, tell him to lawyer up. So he's like, all right. I hired him, gave him a deposit, and then if it went further, he was pretty much gonna, let him know that I was willing to work with them. That they didn't need to come and arrest me and have me post bail and all this shit. So
stuff.
Oh, that's a bad word too.
Yeah, it's okay.
And so that was that, and then we just cooperated and did the best that we could. And
how long did they put you in the clink for?
2 weekends, so a total of 4 days.
Oh, so you got to go home?
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
They were talking about you were facing all these months and years.
2 weekends. You're a hardened criminal, man. Where are the spider tattoos?
I got
where are the
shark
spider
jaws.
webs? Where's the teardrop?
Oh,
what set are you with? What prison set are you in?
L.A. Mesa.
L.A. Mesa? L.A. Mesa.
So what you have to do?
Prison.
You have to cut weeds and stuff, or go cut brush?
No, I had 40 days. This is a cool part. Watch this. So 45 days house arrest as well with an ankle bracelet. So I went to work, my construction job, and then Wilky Works, which is my other fabrication and prep company. With the ankle bracelet, I basically worked under Wilky Works after I got off work every day on my new bug. Every day for 45 days straight.
So they put you in detention, and you worked on another.
They forced you to finish
your new vehicle.
bug 6 months ahead of schedule.
6 weeks. If it was 6 months, yeah, I would have had like 3 done. So, but that's
crazy,
cool.
Man.
Yeah, so I had that car all done, ready for powder coat. The day I got off of it, got that thing released, and I could leave San Diego County. I took that thing to powder and then started assembly again. And
is it up and running now?
Did you go do some donuts in front of the courthourse and post it on somewhere?
We got to shut that street down for urban assault too. So
you're gonna do it legally?
We already did a second one actually. Urban assault, the country club edit. That's already almost done editing. And it's going to the sound designer. We got to tear up a golf course.
Wow.
An old golf course or what?
Permits and stuff this time, I'm sure.
Yeah, we paid them. They had to be paid. So basically, we found this golf course. They shut down, and they're going to renovate a bunch of custom homes on it. So we got the course for a killer deal for what we did to it. We got 3 holes. We got the driving range, and we got the actual clubhouse. So we just basically destroyed the 3 holes that we had access to, and they weren't super happy about that at the end of the day. And yeah, had a dream come true pretty much, and that's kind of the role that we're going to carry out through it. But it's going to be some high quality production for
So-
sure this time.
Number one,
That's cool,
how,
man.
how many views does it have right now?
It has like almost 2 million on YouTube, and then like through Facebook, it got over 54 million.
Wow.
Just from shares and different people like
Yeah.
Gas Monkey Garage posted it, Farm Truckin' Asian, Murder Nova, Speed Society, a bunch of these guys, Muscle Kings, like a bunch of these guys like showed a bunch of love in there. Like, this bug ain't no slug. And
So 50
Yeah.
million views. Have you been able to monetize this at all, like for advertising on like the movies coming up or somehow? Because now you got a product, and I'm sure you're shopping
Definitely.
it and you're going through the proper channels.
yeah, I think this next one is going to really solidify that. And we already have a storyboard written out for the third one, which is going to be a very, very cool storyboard as well, kind of playing off more so the first one with another hard shell bug that I'm designing right now. So
I'm a big fan of the
Yeah.
hard shell bug, by the way.
yeah, the new one's a fiberglass body.
Very
But,
nice car, though.
Yeah.
Very
so
nice car.
the third one's going to be really cool. More jail time will come after that. Like, I guess played out through, but not real jail time. Hopefully.
Hopefully, no promises. No promises.
Come on, give me.
We're
a little
willing.
more
We're
credit.
willing
Put
to go to
paddles
jail
on
over
it.
this.
He's gonna go. He's gonna drop and drive across to Alcatraz with paddles.
You're gonna put
That'd be sick.
you're gonna
Actually-
put Robbie Madison's like skis on your deal and go out to Chopu and backflip it.
I've actually had the thoughts of building a bug boat, but that's top secret.
Top
We
secret.
won't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody. Shh, won't tell anybody. It's all-
Keep the
it's
bug
us.
boat to
Yeah,
Super Series. I
So-
think
so
I think
what
they already
about-
did one of those in like Fantasy Island or something.
not this cool though. We're gonna have suspension.
So what about racing or anything like that?
You just
Um,
raced, didn't you?
Yeah, this is with my new bug. I raced Prim, battle at Prim a few weekends ago.
That's awesome.
Class
2-day
one.
event.
Yeah, I placed 5th out of 13 cars on Saturday and 3rd out of 11 cars on Sunday, 4th overall. And I'm racing
Nice.
against some alphas, some Jimcos.
Right.
Including our Dan Myers in the General Lee that won it overall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was there. I was bumping music. I had my Rockford system blaring
During
while
the
everybody's
race?
waiting and
Nice.
like waiting and staging and stuff, playing a bunch of like cool reggae music and stuff to like get everyone pumped, 'cause everybody's just sitting there all like mean mugging.
So you have full stereo in that thing.
Yeah,
I
full
love it.
stereo, dude. Like it's built for a play car.
Yeah.
It's not a race car. The wheelbase,
Yeah.
tire size, motors down. Like I have a stock LS6, which makes 500 horsepower
Yeah.
against all these 800 horsepower
Do you
cars.
miss
and-
the supercharger?
yeah, this one's actually getting a supercharger
The
from
new one?
Magnuson. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they almost have it completed, and then they just got to test it, and then we're slapping that thing on.
When we do our action sports party next year, you got to bring the bug out and display it here for us.
Sign some autographs. We
Yeah.
just had it a couple months ago. Thousands of people and a bunch of different athletes signing autographs. But it'd be great to have you have maybe the new one or whatever it is on display. And
yeah.
I'm sure the second one will have launched by that time. And no, that'd be cool.
Let's get a burnout pit. Like, give some action or
So
something.
you were mentioning you do
I'm with you, man.
construction. Do you still work in the off-road industry though, fabbing and building?
Yeah, I quit my construction job about like 6 months ago just to really delegate a lot more time towards, racing and co-driving with certain people, like for different races, and just trying to like make this dream a reality. And I've got enough clientele now where I can fabricate, 3, 4, 5, 6 days out of the week, and then like when I need to, I can go to different events and make time for that. Whereas, when you're working for a construction company, they need you there. They need bodies, and they need men that are capable of that. So I put that aside and just doing my own thing. And I'm not making more money at it by all means, but my freedom and my flexibility is definitely.
I mean, it must be doing okay to be building all these supercars.
Yeah, and I mean my sponsors, they help me out with parts.
Sure.
So like that's huge. I wouldn't be able to do this and afford this without
Yeah.
their help. And this is kind of me giving back now, and with these builds and these viral videos, hopefully that we can continue to do.
Take me into the courtroom. You're sitting there with Judge Judy, and did she like scold you at all?
Oh, she pulled out the child card. What if a child was crossing the road?
She totally threw the child
I was
card at
like,
you.
These brakes are probably better than your Prius, lady. That's what I was thinking, but I didn't say that.
I have a Prius, and the brakes work really good, so
We're gonna have to test that.
they do work really good. No, but yeah. So she scolded you, huh?
Totally gave me the mom card. Like, what if you killed like someone like my child and all that. And we scanned the streets though. Like we made sure there was no children out and about. And
you had spotters. And
looks
stuff?
good. Let's
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We
So you
had
had people looking at the time of the event
They
just in case.
go up and down the street twice, make sure no one was outside or crazy or that was going to call the cops. And
Was the guy on the cell phone real, or was he a prop?
Nah, we've been terrorizing that poor old man for a while, jumping that thing and cut off exhaust or no mufflers.
It was real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the street because we put him through enough.
Yeah.
Because people would be showing up there to jump it.
So Dan and I were having this conversation, and ironically, I was just talking about this the other day with somebody else about how people want to judge who they are by what other people know about them, and I think it's good to judge yourself by what you know about yourself rather than put yourself on a pedestal. So I am not going to cast one stone at you because I've done some, and I'm not saying what you did was stupid. I've done some crazy, and I've done quite a bit of stupid stuff.
Yeah.
On the same streets, probably.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Because
you're just basically an older version of Wilky. He's
right,
just
but
a younger version
we didn't
of
have
Rick
video
Johnson.
phones. We didn't have all this stuff. So we would do crazy stuff, you know. We just didn't film it and put it on there. So
now, if you did film it, would you have gotten in trouble?
probably. I did get my license taken away when I was 16 because I had so many. And then they sent me to the thing, and I had to watch Red Asphalt and stuff like that. All the car accident movies and
that knee.
And then they sit and tell you, you know, you're in 2%. I'm like, awesome. I'm in 2%
Going for one.
I'm in the 2% of the fastest drivers on the streets. Isn't that kind of my goal? I'm like, no, you idiot. Oh, okay. But yeah. So did you learn it? I guess I'm not saying did you learn. I am saying did you learn anything from it besides cover your face, all that?
Yeah.
What do you pull from all of this besides?
Yeah.
I think it's awesome that you've kind of slammed this into a career. That's pretty badass.
Do you wish you had like a dead president mask on the whole time or something?
That would have been cool. Or like a ski mask, you know, like. But yeah, I mean, I definitely learned a lot. You know, do things the right way, especially with today's day and age. You can get in trouble for next to nothing, you know, and just like a little black cloud that hangs over you with, you know, being on probation for another 3 years with this reckless driving, you know, speeding tickets, everything. Insurance, it's just a pain in the ass. So,
it's not easy for you to get insurance.
No, the new bug is street legal. But
what did what were the eight counts? Was it 8 counts of reckless driving? Was it like
4 reckless
trespassing,
driving,
crossing on a double yellow type weird stuff? What was
Jumping on an ice plant,
double wheel tapping an ice plant?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was 4 reckless driving, 1 exhibition of speed, and failure to obtain a permit.
What was the exhibition of speed?
I don't know.
That means
okay.
like sideways from a guy who's
I
had
was just wondering
them.
which
I don't know.
which
From a
one
guy
it
who's
was.
had them, that means like sideways,
Yep.
and it along with reckless driving counts as 2 points apiece.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't take my license. I think they left it in the judiciary system and not the DMV.
So you still have your license?
Yeah, dude. Stoked on that.
Yeah.
That would have sucked.
Yeah.
I'd had to pull that 1 year driving without a license thing. Or
Uber.
not driving without a
They
license.
don't, yeah,
I mean,
they don't like that.
No.
You have an affinity for ice cream, is that true?
yes.
Yes.
I love ice cream.
You just love
I
ice
love
cream.
ice cream.
I mean, the whole
You just
video
turned into a
ends with you
puppy right
pulling
now.
into the drive-through, getting your ice cream, and you can just see the smile. So.
Oh, yeah. I was hoping they had a chocolate dip, but they didn't. They only had vanilla at Rallies. Dixie, Dairy Queen. That's the spot.
That is so great. That is so great.
You didn't pull in the yogurt mill?
No, because we were filming that day over by like
See, everyone doesn't
Dictionary
know where the
Hill.
yogurt mill is.
Yeah,
I know you do, but
Broadway,
exactly.
Mollison.
Yeah.
I know.
Broadway Mollison.
Oh yeah.
Everyone talks about the yogurt mill.
So what-
I think it's played out.
No,
It is.
Yogurt Express in La Mesa. That's my spot.
That's your spot.
You can make your own with as many treats as you want. You don't let them dictate your treats.
Ah.
the
What
quantity.
do you build what do you want?
Peanut butter, chocolate, vanilla, Reese's Pieces, Reese's Cups, Oreos.
Where did
cookie
you
dough.
get the nickname Spicoli? I can't figure it out.
That's a good question. I don't know.
He looks like him. That's a good thing.
Never
close.
seen it.
So following your social media, I also see that you have a really rad grandmother that you are very, very close with. And talk about her a little bit.
She's 94. She's an OG. pretty much born and raised, no, she was born in Virginia or Connecticut and came here, but worked hard her whole life and had my mother at a very late age, and my mom had me at a young age, so she was retired and got to just I'll take care of my mom's like, hell yeah, party on. And I got to just hang out with my grandma all the time and go on adventures with her, and I was like another child, but someone that she could really enjoy throughout her older age after she was retired. So it was like a blessing in disguise,
Have you taken her in the bug?
I did. For her 90th birthday, I took her in my bug.
Did you love it?
Oh, she's like, as soon as I stepped on the gas once, she's like, oh, slow down. And then we drifted sideways a couple times.
She's Catholic.
Yeah.
Cool for that.
Drifted sideways a couple times. She's like, let me out of this thing.
What did she think about this whole hoopla? She probably saw you on the news. That's my boy.
She's like, oh, Blake, you're going to get in trouble. Like, you better be ready. And I'm like, I'm ready, Grandma. Like, hopefully this pays off. And so far, so good. So, like, now she's proud of me. She liked it. And, like, I didn't get in that much trouble. She's like, thank the Lord. Like, don't do it again. Do not do it again. But you want a peanut butter and jelly? I'm like, yeah, sure, Grandma.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So you grew up in El Cajon, and so that is like kind of a hotbed for hotheads like yourself. And Ricky just alluded to himself being one growing up there, but there was quite a few, right, from El Cajon.
I mean, well, did Steve Johnson build your Subaru motor?
He did.
Yep.
Yeah.
So another Johnson that I'm not related to, but grew up with.
And also not related to Jimmy?
Nope, not related. None of us are related. There's a lot of Johnsons out there, and I'm not blood related to one of them.
There's a lot of Johnsons out there.
There's a lot, but
Just
but yeah, you go tough. if you look back in the day, Rough Country Shocks was there. Yep. Jimco's from there. Cheneth was from there.
Yeah.
There was so many people. Santee, Lakeside, and El Cajon was like the hotbed of. Then it was what else? What were the other shock companies? But there was so much going on there.
Little race tracks all over the place.
Oh, there was motocross tracks everywhere, 4x truck everywhere.
Bader's.
Santee, Bader's house, Bader Benet's house up on the hill. Yep. So he's talking about White Cut.
Yeah.
Who'd you grow up looking up to riding? Because you grew up riding from around there.
Back in the day, man, I mean, like the local boys, Josh Tarantino was always ripping at the track, and I took some lessons from him. I took some lessons from the Stingray.
Of course, right?
Yeah. Craig, and then like Tim Betty and those guys were just always
Tim
fast.
Betty's super fast, still fast.
Yeah. So when I
what about Regis? Wasn't Regis from that area?
Yeah.
Yeah, Regis Harrington.
Yeah.
Ever come across him?
Not so much, man. I did a lot of the local stuff. We didn't really have the funds to travel to do like a lot of the bigger races that I want to do, like Mammoth. I did World Mini a few times, California Gold Cup Series a couple times, and I placed top 3 in some of those circuits and stuff. So I wasn't afraid to twist it, that's for sure. But
still aren't.
Yeah, no, I still moto hard.
Still go rip.
Yeah, yep. 16 broken bones later, man. Broken bone occurrences, but yeah, once you get on it, you're like, oh, I'm gonna take it easy. Nah, how much throttle is this thing?
You do more sand dunes, desert? What do you ride now?
I'm either usually in the dunes, sometimes Ocotillo at my buddy Ferguson's house,
right?
The Peralts and their compound in Ocotillo, but
track
mainly dunes and track. Yeah,
tracks here.
Yeah, I'd rather go ride the track than go ride like McCain's Valley or something, just because track's consistent. You could get in, get your moto fix, and I like to scrub. I like to hit whoops. I like to wheel tap things and blast, nice ruts, and that's what's fun to me. Is it's challenging. Whereas the desert, I've had a few times where I'd be going 5th gear down like a trail that we've consistently ridden for like 3 or 4 trips or something, and next thing you know, there's a rain rut, and you're like, oh shit, like finding like a way to get out of it or just butt pucker.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that
over that
video of Bilko wheel tapping the Jeep? Have you seen this?
That's not Bilko.
It's not?
No, he posted it, but that's not Bilko.
Oh,
but that is so gnarly.
So sick.
That's
if you guys haven't seen this, Bilko has it. He comes over, and there's a Jeep there, and he lands, and like that.
Oh,
then they
that
show
one.
it.
Yeah.
And he hit in the center of it, caved the hood
Could
in.
have been so much worse.
And rode out of it.
Yeah, and then what I like is that, or what I don't like, I think is ridiculous, is the bike guys are coming up and yelling at the Jeep guy like he did something wrong. He's driving in the desert.
He didn't know someone was launching 3
exactly.
stories over
you don't do that. That's irresponsible. If you're a
gotta have a
jackass.
spotter,
Whoever was on that bike, either because when we used to do it, back in the day. How
Back
it was
in the day.
how we used to do it in the dunes is that whoever was first would go over, check it, and then you would wave, and you'd either point straight down, raise your back, or sail it, and then and you wouldn't go full wide open, but it's clear. Then you could jump, and then the next guy would go up, and then he would take the not jump it.
Yeah.
But you just don't assume that everybody's looking out for you, and that's what I don't like about some of the freestyle guys. They're just so entitled. It's like, oh, this is my hit. It's like, have some respect for other people, because I mean that guy was in a Jeep with his family. If he would have landed in the cab, he would have killed those people.
2 seconds later, he was frame casing
exactly.
it's just side of the square, dude.
Exactly. So crazy stuff.
We do what we want, RJ.
Yeah, you bike guys. Bike guys are terrible.
So
tell me about Shreddy. What is Shreddy?
It's just I'm always at these events, and I figured there's something to brand myself with. So one night I was just like talking about shredding and all this jazz, and then I was like, I'm shred ready. I'm ready to shred. And then like Shreddy morphed in, and I was like, you know what? That's sick. Like, because I skate, I snowboard, I surf, I ride a unicycle downhill every once in a while. Like,
I don't know where that came from, but the rest of that stuff is killer.
Downstairs.
You never ridden a unicycle? I'll bring it next time. You can try it. You can hold my shoulders.
I've ridden a unicycle a little bit, but yeah,
Circus?
I wouldn't throw it in the list.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But-
typical that's what you do when you grow up in Southern California beach lifestyle. You surf, that's why I kind of see so much similarity between you and Ricky. Obviously, growing up in a similar neighborhood.
Do you know my mom?
No, I don't.
You know my mom, Dad.
I don't know.
Dad.
I don't know.
Dad.
Papa, is that you?
Ice cream?
Yeah, exactly. I love ice cream.
It's me, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's me, buddy.
The unicycle deal is part of the challenge. I remember I got one because I thought it was really cool for my balance and everything, and then get to where you can bunny hop curbs, then bunny hop up onto stuff and things like that. And so then you learn to hold between, do all kinds of weird, crazy stuff. It's not cool when you it's not cool to ride to school when you live 5 miles away from school. That's a long ways on a unicycle.
Yeah.
That was straight
Tears up the gooch.
stupid. Oh, the gooch was on fire. Just sit there, and then you're trying to stand up and hold the center seat.
Sponsored by Crew-X, ladies.
Exactly.
I think Surface makes something for that, maybe chips and chafe or something.
Some kind of powder it, but yeah, it wasn't good. But yeah, try anything.
Yeah.
Just you want to try this? Sure.
So that's where Shreddy came from, man. It's like for shredders, by shredders. Welcome.
So is that your brand?
Yeah,
Nice.
I started it with a couple friends, and I got a friend that does the design, and then another dude that does the media. And my design guy, Aaron Birdwell, he does all the shipping and receiving and stuff. So I get to sit back and just kind of delegate it, oversee we're doing a lot of custom, unique items and stuff that'll be different, and just embrace everyone from surfers to moto dudes. Hopefully, we're not trying to be badasses or metal militia guys. We're just trying to be like shredders that welcome anybody. You don't have to be a goof or.
Now, do you have shreddy.com?
ShreddyLife.com.
Shreddy Life. You couldn't get Shreddy.com?
No, dude. It sucks,
Somebody already had it?
Smoked. Yeah, they want like $2,500.
That's almost like somebody having Ricky Johnson. I have RickyJohnson.com, but Ricky Johnson for Instagram got smoked.
Bummer.
Thanks, Ricky. Had to put the.
So where do people go to check out Shreddy? What's the
ShreddyLife.com.
ShreddyLife.com.
Yeah.
What's your social?
LYFE. Social media is at ShreddyLife. LYFE.com or Shreddy.life, something like that.
There's a
Shreddy.
shred.
Shreddy
There's a
life.
E.
You just type in at Shreddy and it'll pop up.
So what other things, we got just a couple minutes here. What other things would you like to do that you haven't done before? You do all these great adventures, and follow his social media. It's very, very entertaining. He's riding even have the old classic dirt bikes that I want, the old Yamaha DT.
Yeah, we just roasted some tires at Hoonigan's a couple weeks ago. We took over the Hoonigan garage with all the pre-runners and stuff. The whole Dirt Alliance family was there. We just smoked a bunch of tires. Like, I had brand new 37 Toyos that I took half the tread off. I still had stickers on them, but like how often do you get that opportunity to go there and roast donuts and at the donut garage?
Smoke tires, not drugs, kids.
Yeah.
Know that.
Otherwise you won't have cool toys.
You won't.
And you can't. It's cool to get arrested for obviously driving a Baja bug in San Diego, but not for drugs.
Yeah.
No, that's never cool.
But still don't do what I do.
So you're going on a tour to the schools to take that message?
That'd be cool. I'm actually going to Grossmont High, my original auto shop, and I'm gonna have the car on display and show the kids like, hey, I came out of this auto shop, check it out.
Oh, nice.
You know, do some positive stuff. We do a lot of toy drives and just different food drives like around the holidays, and that's a lot of stuff that people don't see that we do with the Dirt Alliance family and stuff. We hold events and show our pre-owners and presents and do stuff like that, and that's on the back end, you know, and like the news and stuff didn't obviously focus on that. They just
You're a villain.
negative.
You're a bad guy.
I like the one that was like, it was so horrible in this place of business. I'm like, they're closed and gone at 5 o'clock. There's not one car in the parking lot.
Yeah,
but okay.
Manager was cool. They're like, I don't see no damage. You're good. I was like,
Yeah.
sweet,
Whatever.
thanks.
Just that one plant when you were leaving, and
They were cool about that. I was like, I went there actually before the police came to them. Said, hey, you know, if you need me to plant or replant any plants, you know, power wash any skid marks, like, or whatever, make sure your sprinklers are good. Like, I'm more than willing to do so. So I went there on my own time before stuff evolved, and was like, if anything you need, like, I'm more than willing to help you guys out.
So, Mr. Hand, if I'm here and you're here,
it's our time.
I love pizza too. Pizza and ice cream. Those are my two go-tos.
If you hit it big, will you hire Van Halen to play your birthday party?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I guess if they're still alive. Hopefully, I hit it
If
big
they're
before
still
then.
alive,
I need to
wow.
hit it big
you know
before
what,
then.
though?
Okay, I get it.
I might not
Are you
even
going
be
to the
alive.
Are you going to the Mint 400?
I am going. I'm going to be there. Yeah.
Downtown, there's a great tribute band called Van Halen, FAN, and they're younger, and they can hit the notes that the other guys can't, and they are phenomenal.
They're coming then.
And I know the guy that runs them, and we can get him for a really cool price, and
Nice.
we can have them play our birthday party.
if you need an Elvis tribute artist
Wow,
to
wow.
be the host, you see how
He remembered. He remembered.
Yeah.
I'm
If you need an
hashtag
Elvis tribute
impersonator.
artist, not an impersonator, a tribute artist,
Yep.
I know of a guy.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Who's
He's
that
got the
guy?
outfits. He's got the moves. Got the lingo.
He's got the moves.
So you just let me know. We'll keep it a surprise, and he'll introduce Van Halen to the screen.
Elvis.
We got
introduces Van
options.
Halen.
I like options.
Hey, tell the folks before you go where they can follow you on all your social media and check out what the next adventures are going to be. And
Yeah, we just got back from Mexico. That was car broke down in the middle of nowhere, but we fixed it. But my social media is at B357Wilky. And you can see my grandma, my ice cream, my new car, and Urban Assault 2, which country club with Mayan that we filmed.
When does that launch?
Course. That launches probably in about a month.
okay,
The full edit's almost done. So once that's done, it's going to the sound designer, and then he's going to work his magic. But our sound designer is legit. He did Robbie Madison's Pipe Dreams.
Yeah.
And the first Recoil and several other very high end productions. So that's gonna be it's gonna be good to have those sound effects.
Is so a 357 gun caliber, or why be?
Blake
Blake,
and
I
then
got
357 was my moto number growing up. I actually was flipping through my history book, not paying attention. I saw that number. I was like, that's a cool number. And then I was like, Dad, what about this number? He's like, that's the fastest handgun. I like it.
Yeah.
So then it stuck, dude. And it's been a part of me since then.
So I think you need to have your next hat needs to have a 357
Shreddy.
with a bullet coming out. Shreddy.
Tight.
Be shreddy.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Blake, thanks for so much for coming and
No
chatting with
worries.
us and kind of shedding with everybody the insight to the saga.
Double Shakas.
And, man, hopefully you'll come back and join us again here on the Action Sports Show. Been a pleasure, man.
Yeah, we'll get into that guitar edit. That thing's gonna launch in about a month too. So
Let's do that.
that was crazy. Those guys are awesome.
Right here. Well,
Yeah.
hey, we are at the halfway point, and when we come back, Shelby Anderson is going to join us. Don't go anywhere. A lot more of the Action Sports Show. We'll be right back.
It'll rock your brain, ruin your good name, take money for your shame, and we're all entertained. What can you do? One name you should know, the best place you can go, Toyota of Escondido.
It's official. Once again, the truck pros at Toyota of Escondido sold more new Toyota trucks than any other Toyota dealer. That means more smart buyers like you trusted Toyota of Escondido's Truck Center to find them the right truck for work or play.
Toyota of Escondido. Toyota of Escondido.
It makes sense to buy from the truck sales leader. Let Toyota of Escondido customize your new truck to fit your active lifestyle. Choose from lift kits, custom tires and wheels, and much more. Come experience a whole new way to buy your next truck.
Toyota of Escondido.
Toyota truck sales leader for San Diego County for 2014.
Catch the Action Sports Show powered by Toyota of Escondido, Tuesdays, 6:30 p.m. right here on ESPN 1700, featuring Jim Holthus, the host, the agent, Dan McGranahan. Get fired up by amazing guests from the world of action sports, such as Supercross star Cooper Webb, UFC title contender Dominic Cruz, FMX superstar Robbie Madison, surfer Corey Meister, musician Graham Nancaro, and more. The Action Sports Show brings you the biggest names in the action sports world. Tune in every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. right here on ESPN 1700.
This is Shannon Campbell.
Hi, this is Walker Evans.
Big Daddy here. This is Jeremy McGrath.
Hello, this is Jay Leno.
This is Mario Andretti.
This is Carl Renazetter.
This is Rick Dale with Rick's Restorations.
This is Paul Tracy.
Hey, this is Sonny Garcia.
This is Trigger Gum, Daredevil.
My name is Paul Thacker.
Robbie Gordon here. This is Ryan Arciero of Arciero Miller Racing.
I'm Ryan Friedlinghouse, CEO of West Coast Customs.
This is Kerry Hart.
Hey, I'm Tanner Faust.
Travis Pastrana here from Nitro Circuit, and you're listening to the Action Sports Show.
You're on, guys.
We should make him the host. Folks, welcome back to the Action Sports Show powered by Toyota Escondido. Jim Holthus, Ricky Johnson, Dan McGranahan. We are on the panel here tonight. We just got done talking with Blake Wilkey. It was great to get a chance to have him on the show and catch up. And we've got our next guest in-house now. Finally, we've been trying to get her in here for like a year or so.
A woman.
Shelby Anderson, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So she's a woman.
Yes.
According to Wilky, she's a real woman.
I'm a real woman, I guess.
She's a real woman.
So we're talking about here, if you're just tuning in, Wilky was talking about the judge. She was a woman. Not the best way to roll right into that, because I think you threw a sandwich from over there.
Yeah,
so
threw him a grinder.
There you go. So Shelby, let's get into you. Okay. I'm stuttering here a little bit, but you throttle down. You don't drive like a little girl, you know?
No, I wasn't raised that way.
So you obviously your family is, so let's educate everybody. Your cousins, your father, your uncle, give us the background. Go.
So I started racing off-road when I was about 7 or 8, and I got into the sport because my dad, my uncle, my whole family grew up racing. My aunts, everybody, high school motocross, all of that stuff. So we all kind of got into it, and my cousin is RJ Anderson, and he's known big for the Lucas Oil off-road stuff and his Pro Light Championships and the XP1K videos. So, and also my cousin Ronnie Anderson races a Pro Light too. So our whole family's involved in the industry, which I think is pretty cool and unique, because usually in the Lucas Oil off-road races, they're just teams and that's all you see, but ours is a family deal, and it's always been that way. So I think that's pretty cool, and it's unique, and it's definitely awesome.
When did you start actually racing the kart?
I started racing trophy karts when I was 7.
Yeah.
7 or 8. And even
you were
before
just like
that,
a little tiny.
I'm a little guy now.
Yeah, you're not big now, but you were tiny when you were. It looked just a bobblehead in there. Then you would get out, and then you had long hair, and you were a little girl.
I mean, I was the announcer at the time, and it seems like forever ago that, yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, and I actually used to share a trophy kart with RJ. And so RJ was a heck of a lot taller than I was, because I was
did he not fit in the car anymore?
7 years old, and so I would be stuffed in there with pillows, and my head would barely make it to the middle of the door.
Wow.
And you just see my head down there.
And is that the original, like Junior 2 or Junior 1?
We don't have it anymore.
No, back then.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That was one of the first ones. I think it was one of like the 5th one that they made.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was definitely an OG car.
Yeah.
So when you were growing up, were you always a little tomboy? We got your sister over there that's kind of going, you know? Yeah. So you have a purple room, so you are a little girlish. But did you always gravitate towards speed, and did you do bicycles, mini bikes?
Yeah, my mom tried to get me into dance because she wanted me to be a girl, and I was my father's daughter.
She wanted me to be a girl.
a girl. And
A woman.
So, but my dad put me on a dirt bike when I was about 3.
Right.
He put me on a PW50, and it was a big secret for my mom. And until I got hurt, I fell for the first time, and I got road rash all over my chest, and that's when we had to tell her that I had been riding for a little bit. And when I finally started getting faster on that, she made me move. Okay, no, not safe. You need to move to something else. So I moved to a go-kart when I was 5. And then from there, did go-karts. And then when I was 7, moved up to the trophy karts and stayed in off-road since.
But now you're racing. And so you went through all the different trophy karts. And to educate some of the people that don't know about that, you have the different motors, which is they're Hondas and stuff, but it's like a Briggs & Stratton style motor. And you have 2 different classes of that. Then you go into the 450 class, which is honestly, folks, motor. It's ridiculous. Power to weight ratio. It's like
way gnarlier than a trophy
It's like
truck.
Kyle. It's like Kyle LeDuc's Pro 4. They're so fast. Mitchell DeYoung did really good. He went on. He's racing GRC. A lot of people have come from there, but just they're so fast. How does everything feel slow after you got out of there?
I wouldn't say necessarily slow, but everything that I've driven has been different. And so all of the car I've driven rally cars, obviously Razors, that's what I race now. A couple of desert stuff. It's just different. I would say it's faster off the bottom just because you're shifting and it's a sequential, so it's just fast right off the bat, but it's really hard on your body. Now they have all this fancy power steering that kids are putting in their mods, and we didn't have that back then. And so you're just trying to manhandle it.
Are we back in the day from a little kid here? This is ridiculous. Well, back when I used to race junior cars, we didn't have power steering back then.
It's funny because we had Haley on the show just the other day, and that was her comment too. Like, these things don't have power steering. They are very difficult to drive around. You have to really work.
They're really powerful, and a lot of people see them and they're like, oh, they're these little cars. Like, I could drive one, but then they get in one, and it's hard. It's really hard to you got to manhandle the thing. That's why when I grew up, there wasn't very many girls just because it wasn't the girl thing
Or you have
to
to woman handle it.
Yeah.
You have to lady handle it.
Yes.
No, if you lady handle it, then you ain't going
You're
nowhere.
not going nowhere.
Yep.
So you have to manhandle it.
So now you moved up to the Razor class or the UTV. What do they want to call it, side by side?
Yeah, side by side, Razor, UTV.
Right. And so are you in 1,000, 900? What are you in now?
I'm in 1,000 right now.
They're ridiculous how fast those things go. And now between Can-Am, you're in a Polaris.
I'm in a Polaris.
They were. What's funny is when Rhino was the first thing that came out really big, and Kawasaki came out, and then Polaris came out with that motor blowing cranks, and it didn't really work with Chad Matag and stuff. And my son Luke was driving them. Then all of a sudden, boom, they figured that out, and they've set the pace for a long time. But now they're 1,000 cc. They're like a class 10
now
car.
the new Can-Ams, the Arctic Cats. I mean, all these
the turbos, everything.
Badass things are coming out.
It's crazy because we have one of the first original Razors that was ever built, because my uncle is Randy Anderson. He's owner of Walker Evans Racing, and they have a strong relationship with Polaris and snowmobiles, Razors, and all of that. And so they've gone through the whole evolution of Razors, and we have the very first one sitting in our garage. And
the first one?
Well, one of the first ones.
The first model.
The first models.
Yeah.
And going and looking, I have them side by side in our garage up at my grandma's house, and you just see how crazy the difference is with the suspension and the A-arms, and even just looking closer at the hubs and the trailing arms and all stuff like that. Like, it's crazy seeing how much they've evolved and how much the sports come from starting back when we used to race at Saboba and Elsinore before Elsinore was remodeled, and it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, those races were so nuts. I did some of the first ones in a Rhino back in the day. Some of the scariest moments of my life, just going wide open on these tabletops, and you'd be as fast as you could go, and you would just, if everything went right, you'd clear it. If you didn't, you'd case the top and you roll like some of the gnarliest crashes. Chad Matag almost blew his eyeball out doing some crazy jump. It was, you would tracks were way gnarlier back then. You have to agree.
Oh yeah.
And the vehicles were half of it.
Yeah, because nobody knew what they could handle, and so they're like, "Oh, we'll throw them on a moto track, and they'll be fine."
Exactly, and they did.
And they did it, and they're like, "Oh, that didn't work out too well. Everybody's crashing. Those things can't do that." And so Polaris and all these other like T-Rexes were the first ones too that were racing out there, and it's crazy how they've come and how they've adapted to everything.
So let's talk about your racing. You said you're focusing on the Work Series now, which is kind of if you're from back east and you're watching, it's kind of like a GNCC. It's kind of like a short course desert Baja cross-ish race. So educate the people on what you're doing in the class that you're running, all that.
So I started racing Works about 2 years ago in a 900, and I won the championship in the 900 class, and so moved up to 1,000. Thank you. Thank you. And so moved up to the 1,000 stock class, which is just an amateur 1,000 class, and didn't have any. I didn't think I would really win much because I had no experience in the 1,000. So I ended up winning my first race, and I won 5 in a row from that. And so I was like, oh, I'm in the running for this. I can actually get a championship from this potentially. And then I started getting in my head a little bit and had some mechanical issues. And then I decided to OJ off of a jump at Glen Helen, which wasn't very good, but a lot of people liked that one. And
you need to educate me. I'm a little too old school for that. What is OJ besides jumping in a Bronco and hauling ass down the freeway?
You don't know what OJ is?
No, I don't.
Over jump.
Oh.
So I sent it. I sent it.
You landed flat and blew everything apart.
Yeah, I'd say I had a solid 4 or 5 second air time.
Wow. That's way too much time to think about the bad stuff that's gonna
Was that
happen.
last year? Or
That
15?
was last year.
Last year. I
Last
remember
year
that.
it was the Works race at Glen Helen, and luckily I had already sealed up the championship by then in the 1,000 stock class. So, but it wasn't very fun.
It's
fixing
funny
that
when you're in the air for that long and you know and you have all that, and it feels like 5 or 6 minutes.
As soon as I
Just
took
going,
off,
okay, well,
yeah,
I
as soon as you
knew.
leave the
This is
car,
gonna
you're not
get
even,
interesting.
I was like,
not even at the highest point yet. You're still climbing. You just go, this is.
yeah.
What was I thinking?
I took off and I was like, oh, I'm still looking at the sky. I'm still looking at the
You
sky.
got all this time in
there's
there.
a fence.
So I
There's
could just see her going this. Not good.
You know what I should have do when I get home?
It wasn't fun, but I was lucky that I had all the safety equipment and stuff I had, because when I hit, I landed on a berm and I hit hard, and it was just a jump to a stop. And the only thing that I got hurt was I had some bruises from my seatbelts and I had some cuts from my seatbelts, but that was it. And then
from seeing the video on, it was just like, when you can tell on video that it's launched way too big, it's big.
Yeah. But besides that, I won that championship, and so
ended up winning it,
which was cool. And so we're like, okay, now I'm ready to move to pro. So now I'm in the pro stock class, and the Works races go for about 50 minutes, and they're 5 to 8 mile long tracks, and you just do loops. And it's just like desert. You start in lines, but we're dead engine, and we all take off at the same time, however many wide that they can fit us. And they separate each row by 30 seconds or a minute. And if you make up the time from the second row, then if you make up 30 seconds, you're probably winning the race from the second row. And so it's just like desert on time, higher scored.
So where do you want to go with all this? What's your end game? Do you want, like, Haley was on the show, was last week?
Yeah, last.
She's down in Charlotte doing the stock cars and stuff like that. Do you want to branch into that? Do you want, and not that you want to set your limit at Danica Patrick, but do you want to be a woman of all motorsports, or do you want to stick to off-road?
I've been asked that question quite a lot, and whatever car that I could possibly get in, I'm not going to turn down. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I would say I'd like to be in all types and forms of motorsports, because I'm not going to turn down a ride. If somebody's like, hey, come drive my trophy truck tomorrow, I'm going to be like, bring me some pillows and get me something for the pedal extension, and I'll be there. Like, I'm all down for trying stuff and moving forward. So
would you drive Wilky's crazy bug?
yeah, I would. I'm not scared of that thing.
She's a woman.
I'm a woman.
Scared.
I'm a woman. I'm not scared.
That's right. We'll paint it pink, like.
Oh no.
Negative.
Like Jim's old car.
Negative on that.
My pink Baja bug was great looking.
You got to have some fun, though. I watched some of your Facebook, and I kind of wanted to kind of see a little bit about what you've been up to, and you really impressed me when you were throwing elbows.
Throwing elbows?
Yeah, you were doing the cholo dance.
Elbows up, side to side.
Yeah, no, she was like, she had it like this.
It was funny because
Let me see it. Join me here for a minute. Come on, don't make me go alone. Come on, boys.
Elbows up,
cholo down.
Elbows up.
It was funny because I'm sponsored by a clothing company. It's Butter Supply.
Cholo
Company.
butter.
And no, but they gave me that flannel, and my friend Corbin was like, "You with your beanie, you look like a cholo." And I'm like, and then he started filming me, and I was like, "Well, I have no pictures
Bring
yet."
me a Sharpie. I'll give her some lip liner and some serious
I'll draw my eyebrows up here.
We'll get them up there. You like a chola.
Yeah, exactly.
Cholita.
Oh no, no.
If you can get a hold of us on Facebook Live right now, we get 10 people that request.
No.
I have no eyebrows, so maybe you can draw me in some.
You don't? What happened?
I don't know what happened.
Did you shave them?
No, I didn't shave them. We had this conversation before.
I know.
I'm letting my stuff go. So there's not a specific plan for you to move from this to a pro light, or you're just kind of taking it as it comes right now. And are you working directly with the factory, or is this through RJ and all that? How's that work?
My sources have been through my uncle and RJ
Right.
so far. So we'll see. I'm going to announce something pretty cool at the Mint with a buddy of mine. I can't say.
Whisper it in my ear. No.
Can't say. But we're announcing something pretty cool at the Mint, and so I'll be there for contingency on Friday. So yeah.
Someone named Sarah Romo.
Sierra.
Romo Motorsports says, "I vote eyebrows for Shelb."
No, Sierra.
There's one. All we need is 9 more.
No.
Oh, another one, Claudia.
No, they're
There's
the same.
two.
They're the same family. That doesn't count.
2 more coming right here.
No.
Maybe the gold would be a good color.
Oh no. Sierra Romo is actually a competitor of mine. We're the only 2 girls running the pro class right now.
There you go. Here we have gold. We can do
Oh,
we can gold and silver. So let's talk about, you're also working with Madison Dye a little bit,
Yes.
which is kind of cool because at your age, I do some spotting for Adrian Chinney this year, going to help him out, do some coaching with a lot of people. How much do you get? How much? I know for myself, but how much do you get from coaching and spotting and stuff like that? Does it help you as a driver?
Definitely.
Why?
I think I'm taking what I learned growing up and giving it to them, and it helps me keep myself down like at a humble level. I've never really been like all about myself and all about my ego, just because none of my family's like that. If you guys ever met my family.
Yep.
But
yeah, Randy will put you back in your place.
Yeah.
He's came in with a hammer before.
We've got a couple more votes, by the way. Ashley Blitz.
No,
voting
Ashley.
for the eyebrows. Let's
How about
see.
lip
Michael
liner?
Hudson voting for the
right.
eyebrows.
Oh, no.
Cole Keats voting for the eyebrows.
You guys are all rude. You're doing it on purpose. These are all my friends.
So back I'm working with her as well. Madison Dye is your spotting for him. What do you get as a driver from that? Because obviously you're watching them and you're helping them get through the steps that you've been through. But when you're watching them and you have to verbalize what you're watching, how does that help you as a driver?
I think it helps me because it shows me what like mistakes they make, and it makes me look back to myself and think, do I do that when I'm driving? And so it really just makes me think about, as a driver, what mistakes they made that I can improve myself as well as them.
So it helps you to be more cerebral about your own
Exactly.
approach.
Yes.
Exactly.
And one of my trainees is Caden Danbury. He came and he's in the live audience over here.
What's up?
Caden.
And he's coming off a win from his 170. He races a 170 and works.
Right.
And so he's coming off a win in his brand new car. So I'm super proud of him.
Here we go. Blake
awesome.
Wilky approves eyebrows.
Rude.
Caitlin Anderson eyebrows. Keith Johnson eyebrows. Ray Bullock get the brows.
Gosh, you guys are doing me so dirty.
Well, that's part of it. Hey, lean like a chola. Live by the flannel, die by the flannel.
I guess
say.
so.
Now,
Smile now, cry later.
are you doing any more short course stuff now? Pro UTVs going back into the Big Lucas series. Any thoughts about that, or was that the announcement? Did I just say the wrong thing?
No.
Okay.
No, that's not the announcement. But
Crandon, are you going to Crandon to race a UTV? Could that possibly be the?
I'm thinking about it, but that's
nailed
not.
it.
I'm thinking about it, but that's not the announcement. I'm thinking
I still
about
think
it.
it's the announcement.
I've never been to Crandon.
Oh, you
and
need to
so
go.
I always hear, and so I think I'm actually gonna go out with Madison because they're gonna bring her mod cart out there this year, and so
They're doing carts and UTVs?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome.
They do mod carts out there, which is kind of gnarly because I've seen videos of the first turn. And a couple of my friends raced back
That's
there.
hairy. I'm gonna totally petition to move them closer to the first turn because those are little balls of energy, and they're going. As once again, I said, it's like power to weight ratio is like a Pro 4. You start rolling, going that fast down through turn 1 and Crandon, you're gonna be crashing for quite a while.
A long time.
Right. And those cars, people underestimate those cars until they come to a Lucas race and really see, like, wow, those things fly off those jumps.
Well, they probably go 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, easy. Easy.
You need to get your cousin to let you go do one of those crazy like videos that he does where he jumps over like 2 planes crashing into each other and
They
then
don't show how many vehicles he
lands
tears
on like a
up.
railroad, cart, and then but it's actually you, and then you get out and everybody's thinking it's him, and it's like it's you.
That was actually, that was one thing when we were growing up because my car has always been the same. It's always been Walker Evans. And so growing up, like I said earlier, there was no girls. There was very few girls in the industry at all. And so every time I would race and I'd do well and I'd get out, I'd take my helmet off and this hair falls out and everybody's like, oh, that's a girl. They're announcing saying he. And then they're like, oh, it's a girl. And I still I'm a little bit more well-known today just from the Anderson name. And so now people kind of know that I'm a girl. But looking at my car, I've never been into pink and all being girly and stuff. Like you said earlier, if I was a tomboy, I wouldn't say I was like a straight man, but there's a lot
You're
of.
not a straight man.
Well, no.
That's what she said.
Well,
She did say that. She did say that. In
I'm
English
not.
language, you got to be
Oh,
careful.
geez, yeah, it gets twisted.
All
these
about the
days.
punctuation.
But I'd say I definitely have tomboy qualities in myself. Just growing up with my dad, because when I was born, my mom told my dad, "Okay, this is your kid.
So is it two
Caitlin's my
girls?
kid." Yeah, 2 girls.
2 girls, no boys.
No boys. So
You
I'm my
can't
dad's
blame your
boy.
dad.
I'm my dad's boy. Exactly.
And how old are you?
I'm 19. I will be 20 in April.
And so, any more school? What's
She's
outside?
a sophomore at
Cal
San Bernardino,
State San Bernardino. Yeah, I'm in college full time.
studying to do what?
I'm studying business administration with a concentration in sports and entertainment marketing.
Exciting.
So,
Very good.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually took an ROP
Fast
class.
and smart and pretty. She's a triple threat.
Yeah.
And she's
Oh,
single.
stop.
So,
Single, okay.
any of my essays that are looking
so go
for
ahead.
something.
Oh, no. The Cholo is only my.
And we're in Riverside, and we have a couple of my essays.
Go ahead and
geez.
post up on the Facebook if you have some suggestions for guys she should be considering. You can go ahead and tag them if you want to go that far.
Are you?
Jeez.
So when
I
it comes
imagine-
to guys, let's go down that route because there might be someone watching. Do you like guys that are into racing? Because when I was racing, I didn't like girls that raced. I didn't want to have. Didn't want the girl I was with to talk all racing and stuff like that. I'm like, ugh.
Little separation.
It's hard because
You
I
kick most of their butts so bad they don't want to hang out with you. Is that a problem?
no, but when I was little, like racing core and stuff, it was a big deal to some of the guys. If I
Beat 'em.
kids, if I beat them, they would get mad.
Right.
And they would not talk
There's
to me.
her OG right
Oh, so
there. So
somebody-
she's 19
Core.
and she's going back, dropping the days of racing core.
There you
If
go.
that tells you how long she's been racing.
Core, yeah. If you
How
know
big were
core.
the crowds then
Oh.
with all the nuts?
Core was insane.
Jim's bringing it
Lucas
back. I heard.
is.
What?
Core.
No
What?
way.
It's relaunching. Yeah.
If they go back to Pomona,
Jim
Chula
Holthus.
Vista and stuff, I'd be pumped. That's way closer than like Reno.
Pomona was great.
Pomona
with the
was
little,
great. Chula Vista with the hills.
Yeah.
That was.
Cholo
How about
Vista?
the original Chula Vista with the land rush start and the
Mhm.
1 mile desert loop? That was cool.
I like Chula Vista.
Oh, but
A
back.
couple people are throwing Corbin Leverton at you,
Oh, Core.
so I don't know what you're going to do with that.
Damn,
but-
oh, Corbin. I know he's watching.
He threw himself at you,
He-
actually.
Look at the blush. Oh, Corbin, you hit a
Wow.
spot here. Corbin. So Corbin's in the racing. I don't know
Oh
Corbin,
man,
so give me 2 things that you like
So
about
racers or
Corbin,
not
2
racers?
things that you don't like.
Corbin.
Yeah, 2 things you like about him.
He races. That's how I met him. He races razors with us, and he's funny.
There you go. Like a man with a sense of humor.
But I would say I like him in the industry just because being a girl in the industry. Hey, being a girl
I
in the
love
industry.
You spend a lot of your time there.
I
so
spend a lot, and it's if you don't understand, like I feel like the industry all knows each other one way or the other.
Yeah.
And so if you're not a part of it, it's hard to understand where your time goes and where all this goes because I've had that problem before. And it's just nice to have somebody that you have something in common with because it's not something that a lot of people share.
Yeah.
It's
So if Corbin made a move, you'd be okay with that.
oh geez, can we move on?
Okay.
I love Corbin. Corbin's my best friend.
There you go. There you go. What's big in the future for you? What's coming up? What races are coming up? I know there's a big announcement at the Mint.
At the Mint,
So where are people going to hear this announcement?
social media.
My
social
on
media.
your social media, Instagram.
At
Are you gonna
Friday.
Contingency Friday.
Contingency Friday? You're going live on your Instagram, and you're going to make this announcement.
We're gonna make this announcement. Me and somebody else, and I can't say who it is because it'll give it away.
Okay.
Is
Alrighty.
it Wilky?
No, it's not Wilky.
Just saying. Wilky's rad.
So you're doing the what do we got on there, Dan?
We got Peyton Mills.
Oh, Caitlin. I do love Peyton.
Oh.
Peyton's a country boy from North
Okay,
Carolina.
all right.
Very sweet.
There you go.
But we're not getting into boys. My life is already too occupied. I don't have time. I don't have time. I'm still young.
I got time for you.
Have you ever looked at doing the Lucas thing in the UTVs again?
I have. I want to maybe come to a few to see, but I know they're thinking about having pretty strict rules. Like you have to have a stock dash, and I would need a whole nother car for that.
Yeah.
And I'm running my original works car, so.
Plus,
We'll
it
see.
does. I mean,
And
there's a
yeah.
handful of close events, but several of them are far, including Wheatland, Missouri,
Yeah.
making their debut this year. So, not always the
Yeah,
easiest.
the
But
traveling's the hard part and the conflicting races. Because I know last year there was a few with RJ and Ronnie where they couldn't attend some of the works races because they had to be at the Lucas races. And so some of them just conflict and it'd be one way or the other. And I'm fully committed to works for this season. So
I think it's a great series. It's because like it gives you more time, you know.
You're
And
right.
then but you can also it's not like desert to where you can fix your mistake and then I'm gonna try the outside. Oh, now this is starting to get really rough. I can start to move there. When I did the Ultra 4 and we did it at Glen Helen. I mean, it goes up in the back and all these
Yeah.
crazy hills and stuff like that. So it's like this little off-road race, but you get multiple laps. It gets rougher and rougher. Then you have to change your lines up and stuff like that. So it's cool. And then when you're done, you're like, when you do the short course, whether it be Torque or Lucas, it's like you're just getting going,
right.
and the race is over.
Right, and that's one difference that I really liked moving from short course to the work series was how much time I actually got to be in the car. And it was crazy because a lot of people from Lucas started coming to the local race that we had at Glen Helen for works, and they're like, oh yeah, they can all do it, like we can do it, it'll be fun and fine. And then first lap or two they'll break because they're pushing their car so hard, because in short course you're pushing your car 100% 10% all the time. In works it's like desert and you have to take your time and see where you need to take
Save
your
your stuff,
chances,
yeah.
because if you don't make it till halfway you don't get points. So
Right.
when you make it after halfway on the time is when you start getting positions. And so for me that's why I want to try some desert stuff, because I feel like I'm really
I was gonna say the
I'm
natural
good at
field might be-
preserving my car and saving it for the very last minute. And there's times where I push my car hard,
Till it's
obviously.
time to not save it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I did at Glen Helen, I pushed it too hard. But yeah, just saving my car until I felt like, okay, now I can really push it. And my dad spots for me and we have radios, and he pretty much just tells me, okay, you have so much time off of first, or run your race, be smooth, or whatever position. And that's one thing I've trying to be consistent this year, because I've gotten 2 4ths and a 6th at my last race, and we've both have mudders. Caden could tell you how that was, but A big fan, huh? I got Ricky Johnson's a big fan of me. Literally a big fan.
That was from Bob Dye. He said, "Show her this; she'll get a kick out of it."
Yep.
I'm a big fan.
I am a big fan. So
you deal with Sean Reddish out there much?
Yeah.
See it?
Sean's at every works race.
He's at every works race.
He's the main. He's like the main director
I
of the
think he owns
series.
it,
And that's one thing that I really enjoy about that series is it's so family oriented. You know everybody that works there, and it was the same thing with Lucas. You knew everybody, but after every race, Sean will come up and be like, "Oh, you did a heck of a job," and whatever. He just goes and congratulates you and makes you feel like you're a part of a family, and it's not just all business, even when it is sometimes. And so that's what I really enjoy.
Do you ever get flagged by your competitors at works?
Flagged?
Yeah, like they ever try to whatever it's called, where they throw the flag at you, like
Black flag?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. There was a couple times my last year and my first year where I got 7 out of 8 hole shots in my class.
Yeah.
And so everybody's like, well, something's going on with her car because
We're
she's
tearing
killing
that
all of
thing
us
down.
out the line. And it's because
She weighs 102
I'm
pounds.
5 foot, 102 pounds, and I'm racing. People think that I'm racing against other girls or I'm racing against kids. I'm racing against dads and men.
Yeah.
And so the weight makes a big difference. And a lot of people didn't understand that. So they just assumed, oh, she's a girl, she's little, she's cheating.
She's a girl, she's cheating.
Well,
that's rough.
No,
Yeah.
hold on a second. No, you're Randy Anderson's niece.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has access to all the top secret stuff.
course.
She's cheating
Top
for sure.
secret.
So
stock.
how many rounds will be in the series, and where what different stops will it take you to?
For works, we are going to Lake Havasu the weekend before the Lucas race. So I think it's the second to last weekend in March. And then the first weekend in April will be at the Orleans in Las Vegas. And we
So
also
how
go,
do they do that race there? Because the indoor part of that is not that big.
No, that race is usually really small. We did it at the South Point last year, and
They
it
just
was
put up a track
it was crazy.
in
Yeah,
the parking lot.
we ran because it's a horse arena.
Yeah, there's
so
dirt
we
in the
ran
arena.
Yeah.
through the arena, through the stalls, outside in the parking lot, and it was really small. And so I started first line, and by the end of the first lap, I had already caught the second line. And so it was really hard because everybody was getting stuck, and it was so tight, and there was logs and that you had to jump over, and people were braking. That it was kind of crazy. But I know they said I think they expanded the track a little bit, and we moved to the Orleans. So we'll see.
What about King of the Hammers next year?
Ooh.
I've never been to King of the Hammers.
What?
And I really want to. It interfered with a race weekend. I think it interfered with the 425, the Parker 425.
Oh, yeah.
It did.
And so I didn't get a chance to go, and I've been really wanting to go because I grew up racing with the Guthries, Mitch Guthrie, and they're all big and King of the Hammer champions. And so I've always wanted to go out and watch them and Sarah Price, who I'm really good friends with. But it just seems like it's always conflicting, and the races are on Wednesday. And so I'm like, oh, I have school all day Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes I'm working on my car to go all the way out there and watch the race on Wednesday is hard.
We went up Thursday. I saw RJ up there, went up Thursday just for tech and contingency for the day to go say hi to a bunch of people and check it out. And in the 2 or 3 years since I'd been there, it's gotten so much bigger yet again, but great to see everybody.
Yeah, I saw pictures, and it's crazy how many people just go out there just to watch.
Yeah.
It's turned into, as we mentioned it, the Burning Man of off-road.
Yeah,
it is.
I heard that.
There's so many people out there. It's a phenomenal event.
Then I saw that video of one raiser. He was jumping down. What was that called?
Back door.
The back door.
Yeah.
Just sent it off and just
I don't know what he's
wheelied out of
saying.
it and just.
He's like, I'm gonna just jump it. I'm like, what the hell are you thinking?
What do you mean?
Just-
Hit? All of it. I'm
Yeah, just-
jumping it all.
It's like
He almost made it, but he
yeah,
didn't.
almost.
But he
Yeah.
didn't.
Sarah went for a little wild ride down one of the
Yeah, I heard she
waterfalls, didn't
flipped.
I don't know.
she? Yeah, I believe she did.
All right.
She's not scared.
No.
These girls aren't scared.
No.
And that's what Sarah and I became pretty close because she started racing the regionals in a razor in the 900 with me. And so I've gotten really close with her. And that's what's cool about the sport now is there's so many more girls coming into it that now I have, because I didn't really get along with girls because they're not really
They're
not.
girls.
They're
Wait, girls that don't get along with
dirt.
girls?
No, well, ew, dirt. And I was eating dirt when I was little.
Yeah.
So dirt wasn't a big deal to me. And so having all these other girls that I have this common sport to be in with is really cool. Like Sierra Romo and her mom, my friend's mom races UTVs now. And so I think that's cool. And Sarah, our friend Danielle, and we've just built so many friendships that it's not even a friendship anymore. It's a family that we all have. And so it's really cool.
That's awesome, man.
And you did the Terra Cross?
We did Terra Cross.
That was cool to see. Down at Del Mar. I don't think it came here this year.
It didn't come this year, but
is that still going on?
As far as I know, it is. But I hear that there's a rumor that the last round conflicts with one of our works races. And I'm already full committed to work, so Joe Duncan, hopefully we can figure that out.
Can you do like the other races and then have someone fill in driver?
We've never really had. I don't think anybody's really done that because it's never been brought up. Because usually they're really good about figuring the schedules out so it works around everybody's races. But
no, Joe puts on a great show, and I really enjoyed going to this one. And we actually, sponsored and supported it out there, and it was really cool. And the whole package, the production, the on scene, what turned into the TV show, I thought it was all top notch.
Yeah, it's awesome series that they put on, and it's unique. It's the enduro cross of razors, pretty much. And so that one's the same. It's opposite of works, but it's the same because it's fight to the finish. And it's crazy to see how the razors really hold up, jumping logs and going over tires and stuff like that, because those things get pretty hammered. So
when you see King of the Hammers, it is unbelievable. What those? Someone signed a Can-Am up in the main race, right? Sure.
Did they really?
Yes. Someone qualified and signed a.
Yeah, I don't think it was a stock.
No, it wasn't stock, but still.
But yeah,
it's a golf cart, bro. And
it is nothing like a golf cart. Come on,
it's a golf cart.
What's funny is Wilky's is a Beetle. It's a little like
it's a super Beetle.
Super Beetle.
Right?
Beep beep.
But the funny, the first year I went out there after the OG 13, the first organized year, I was out there in a golf cart. That was golf cart era.
Yeah.
And then the big bad rhinos came out and all that kind of stuff. But it was the golf cart. And you just cruise across the lake bed to have to go use the phone tree if you wanted to use the phone. It's crazy.
It's crazy thinking that a T-Rex was the big bad thing compared to how stuff is now. How it's just crazy to me how people come up with the engineering and how everything works to make it perform better and safer. And I think just crazy how smart people are.
And how much do you work with your uncle? And when I was saying that before, not saying that he's a cheater. It's just that people are saying that he's got the contact with the factory and stuff like that. How much do you set your car up, or do you just go off of what RJ had before or what everyone had before? Or how active are you in saying, I like this or I like that?
We usually in the off season, we have a river house in Needles, which is 30 minutes from Laughlin. And so we usually go out there in the winter before the race season starts and we just test. And the only thing that I really test is clutching and suspension, because I'm in a fully stock class. Anybody can check my car. I'm fully legal. And if they do protest me, I get paid. So go ahead and protest me. But there's no cheating involved ever. Like, we just spend time.
Yes, there is.
Well, for some
Maybe
people, but
doesn't
not my
cheat, but
family.
A lot of people cheat.
Okay, people do cheat. But we
Have
just
you ever
put,
protested someone?
No.
No.
Mm-mm. But we just put so much time into making sure my car works the best that it possibly can, that I think that's why people think we're cheating, because we figure out stuff that on every type of situation, we test my car and we test different things to see how we can make my car better, and we move forward from there. And that's the big thing with Walker Evans Racing. They go out and test with everybody's shocks. It doesn't matter when. If it fits within their schedules, they plan it, and they go out to the desert and they just test. I know they just went out and tested with Mitch Guthrie and a couple other people today before the Mint to get their shocks dialed in. And for me, that's key, to have the people who build your parts go out there and test them with you so they know where they can improve. And that makes you comfortable in your car. And that's everything with being fast is I'm comfortable. And so I have to trust my car pretty much before I trust myself driving.
Absolutely.
And I do. And that's why I think I perform how I do.
Awesome.
Well, hey, we're just about out of time. I want you to tell everyone where they can follow you on social media so they can see the big announcement on Friday, right?
Friday, yes, at the Mint 400 contingency. And my Instagram is Shelby_Anderson 5. And I'm on Facebook, just Shelby Anderson. So, yeah, just tune in. I'll be posting stuff about it.
Hey,
and we'll
congrats
see.
for all your success. You're doing a great job. Can't wait to see what comes in the near future. And maybe we'll see you in a desert truck here one time soon.
Yeah, who knows? I've been working with Scott Yancey a lot in his 6100. So,
yeah.
You ever done
see.
some street stuff?
Never really street stuff.
All right.
Might have to check some of that
Have
out
to
too.
go out with
see.
Sarah sometime in the
Yeah.
Toyota Escondido
FRS.
class.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, folks, thank you, everyone, for listening. And Blake Wilkey for coming out and RJ for coming out again. Always good to see you.
Shreddy.
Always good. All you folks for listening, don't forget to check out the Action Sports Show each and every week. Tuesdays, 6 to 8 p.m. We'll have Rachel and Kyle Strait, some badass mountain bike racers in here next week. It's going to be mountain bike night, so you definitely don't want to miss that. And hey, don't forget to follow all of our social media at TE Action Sports. Subscribe to the podcast. And hey, from all of us here at the Action Sports Show, hope you have a great week. Remember, don't text to drive. We'll see you next time right here on the Action Sports Show. See ya!
They love that fucking show.